Okay. Hello everyone. I hope all are fine. Today I'm gonna discuss or introduce a new concept, a uh, new task to perform in a C program. It's called a function. First of all, I will define what is a function or how we will use function in our C program. A function is a group of statements that together perform a task. Every C program has at least one function, as we can see here in our previous tutorial, previous exercise. Here in our example, we have a function called main, which is an essential function to let the program here to execute. Okay. Now, what if you want to create your own function? Of course, in the C library and C program, we have many libraries, many function you can use, built-in function. Once you need to use a built-in function, you need to declare its particular library, as we see here in this library. Hash include stdio.h that permit us to use two functions, which is scanf and printf. These two functions are built-in functions. Okay. What if you wanna create your own function? So if you want to define your own function, you should follow the following general form of creating a function, which is you start by return underscore type and function name, and let's say what is the argument that this function take, then start of your function, body of your function, finally the end of your function. This is the general form of a function definition in C programming language. Okay. So every function in C programming language consists of the following parts, which are let's say your function, which are the main part is the function header. First line of your function is called function header, and body of your function. Okay. And function header, we have return underscore type, function name, and argument. Return function type is a function may return a value. What is the data type of the value the function returns? It may be integer, maybe character, maybe double, maybe float, maybe void or void. Okay, all these types require to put before the end curly braces to put return command. Let's say return 0 as we used in main function. We have int main, so this function will return a value of integer data type. If you can see before this and curly braces, we have a return command with a zero value, which is an integer value. You can specify any value. Also, it will be work fine. But what if you specify return type as a void return type? Once you declare your function, your header of function with return type as void, let's say this is void. In this case, no need for return comment. Okay. Function name is what is the name of you actually is the actual name of your function. Arguments or parameters, every function may have parameters or arguments, or in other words, you can say arguments is the input of your function. Okay. Let's simplify the definition of a function in a simple diagram. If you want to declare a function, follow this simple diagram. Everything will be easy steps. You can say your function is like this block. This is your function. Your function take an argument, which is an input, and return value, which is output of your function. Let's say input is arguments, may take one input or two input or one argument or two argument or a list of arguments. The return value may be, as we said before, maybe an integer value, maybe float, maybe character, maybe double, etc. Or void, return void. If the return value is void, no need for output. As simple as possible. Now let's try some practical task on our previous example. Here we have a simple calculator. I used this code before without a function. What if we need to declare a function as your own function? To declare a function, you have two ways. First way, you can declare your function here between include and main function. You can declare your function in this area. Or the second way, you can declare your function after the function main. You have two ways. First way, before the function main. The second way is after the function main. You can declare your function here. But in the second way, you need to rewrite your function header before the function main. You need to rewrite your function header here before the function main. And after the function header, you need to end this function header with semicolon. This way is called prototype. Okay, let's try some example. Suppose you need to create a function called add for addition. If you present it as a block diagram or a chart, as we said before, we have a function name here, function block. This function take an input and return a result. Let's say we need to declare a function for addition. I will declare my function name as add and take, as we can see in the case number 1, take 2 inputs, 2 arguments, which is A and B, and return the addition or summation of these 2 values. For example, here return, let's say addition perform this calculation, which is A s equal A plus B, and returns this value, which is S. Let's do it. First of all, the main challenge is how to define the function header. As we said, you need to specify the return type, then function underscore name, then your arguments, then your body of your function. First, let's substitute each part by the suitable value. Let's say my function name is called add, and I have 2 arguments, which is A and B, or you can specify any other variable name, let's say X and Y. But we need, before specify this variable, you need to declare it. For example, here we have int X and int Y. If we calculate the summation of these 2 variables, the output will be an integer value. So the return value will be integer value. How is your body can calculate the summation of these 2 variables? You can declare another variable called S for summation, initialized by 0. And the expression or equation to calculate the addition is S equal to A plus B. Once you calculate the summation, finally, you can return the output value, which is return S. In this case, we declare a function called or named add. It takes 2 arguments, X and Y, and this X and Y will be calculated by S equal X plus Y. Then we return the final value as a result named as variable name. Okay. The next step is to call this function. Where can I call this function? Simply, you can call this function or use this function in main function. Simply, you need to pass the required parameters along with the function name, and if the function returns a value, then you can store the return value. Let's say in case number 1, you input 2 numbers. Here you can call the function addition, or you can call it here instead of a plus b. You have 2 ways. You can store the value by using another variable name, c equal. Simply you write the function name, add, and pass 2 arguments, which is a and b. Then when you print the answer, you print the value of c. Here we have a new variable c, so you need to declare it. We have a problem here, which is a and b is a float variable name. So when you pass a and b, when you call the addition function, when you pass a and b to here, the value of x will be a, the value of y will be b. But here we declare the variable of x is integer value, and we pass an argument with float value. So we need to fix it. Here will be float. X must be a float value, float data type, and the return value will be also a float data type. Okay, let's try it. Compile, start debugging. As you can see, I will enter an option 1, enter 2 number, let's say 7.2 and 5. Okay, answer is 12, but my real answer is 12.2. Let's see what is the problem. I guess the problem is inside the body of the addition function, which is the summation s. S should be also float. Okay, let's test it again. 1, 7.2 and 5. The summation for these two numbers is 12.2. Everything is correct. Okay, simply this way to create a function inside your program. You can print the addition of a and b without declaring a new variable. Simply you take this type of calling function, and without declaring a variable, you can print it directly here inside the printf statement. Okay. Also, let's test this type of coding. 1, 7.2 and 5. Your output will be the same. Okay. What if you want to declare another function? Let's say, for example, subtraction. You can also declare it before main function. Okay, you can declare several functions before main function. say this function will be sub, also x and y, s equals 0, sub will be x minus y, and return of s. Okay. I will declare another function with void return type. Mainly, the void return type probably will not return any value. For example, if you need to print instruction for users or menu for user on the screen, simply you can do it by a function with void return value. For example, I will specify my function name as menu. It can be also takes no arguments. There's no input here. Let's say this menu, it will be inside my function. Okay. And simply you can call this function inside the main. Let's say menu semicolon. Okay. Run. Yes. You will see same output as before. 7.2, 5, 12.2, everything is correct. What is the benefit of using a function? You can simply by one line, one command to repeat same task, same action several times. Let's say menu, you need to repeat it inside here before printing another option. Okay, let's try it. Same menu will be repeated. We have an option 1, let's say 7.25. The output is 12.2, and menu, it will be repeated again. Let's say I put an invalid option. Invalid option, the output will be as following. You can fix by creating a new line. Let's say here \n. Okay. If you try it, let's say an invalid option 6, invalid options, enter another option, menu, it will be repeated simply by one statement. Let's say you want to make a calculation or addition, 5 and 6, the output is 11, and your menu will be repeated simply by one line statement. Okay. Thank you, guys. This is enough for this tutorial.